inside now?
Yeah, let's check it out.
All right. I love this interior.
Head on it.
All right, here we go.
Follow Lily.
What's up, Lily?
It's her home.
Oh yeah, this is so cool in here, man. You did such a nice job.
Thank you. Yeah, so it was completely gutted. Like I say, just nothing but fiberglass. And you know, I spent probably every day for probably about 3 hours just sitting in here with a you got it, with just a camping trailer, a camping chair.
Yeah.
Just sitting here, just thinking how it was going to work and how I was going to do it. And that really helped coming up with the final rendition of what I wanted to do.
I think that's a great idea to like be in it.
To spend the time with it and do it. And I took it camping a few times with just literally just some like sawhorses and stuff to see. Like originally I was going to put the stove and the sink together like almost all coaches are already done. And I just didn't like that. I realized I just want my sink separate from my stove because they're just really two separate areas.
Yeah. And
you'd be fighting against them. So that worked out pretty nice.
And to have them in two separate, completely separate spots.
Yeah, completely separate.
Because I'll see people that have it like right next to each other. I'm like, okay, so where's the space that you're going to work with the food and stuff?
Exactly.
You need to have like a little bit of counter space next to it.
Exactly.
This is really nice.
And this is kind of new. I picked this up. I was going to do out of wood, and they have these on Amazon. And this thing is just so great. It's simple.
Yeah.
I can throw my coffee and everything. It's just an extra little space to work from.
Nice.
I have a full open concept. If you look at it, nothing falls out. I just use standard drawer shelf liner, and it holds everything in place. It also keeps you from having to have drawers that are, you know, you open and then you got to get around the drawer to grab stuff. So
it's basically something to trip over.
Yeah, exactly. And it's less weight. And then I hide things. Composting bin. Sits underneath here. That just slides out when I need it.
That's great.
And then I just have these I can move around from side to side.
That's a great cover up there because it's also storage and everything. Yeah. So it's like little shelves you can have over the toilet.
Yeah. And then of course the pièce de résistance, the wood stove.
Yes.
Everybody loves.
Oh, it's so great, man. I tell you what, you go make winter camping videos with this in this rig, you're gonna get tons of views.
Yeah.
It'll be insane.
That's cool.
People love the wood stove.
Isn't that crazy?
You know? And it's so great just to have this like cooking off of it and making coffee in the morning and all that stuff. It's just a great way to start the day, especially when it's cold out, but you're nice and warm in here.
Yeah, it's really nice. I mean, this thing gets up to 650 degrees. I've checked it.
Wow.
So it's like, and it is really important. You're going to do something like this to make sure that you pay attention to your clearances.
Yeah.
I actually have real fire pad on both the back and the front of this that I purchased and then cut up. And then I had to change this. I didn't have triple wall before. I had double wall with a big clearance area here, and it just wasn't enough. I was getting 225, 250 degrees at the ceiling.
Yeah, you don't want that.
No, that wasn't going to last long. So it got some triple wall, and that's helped tremendously.
That's awesome.
And then going back to what we were talking about, the cargo rack, you can see how we use it inside.
Oh yeah, there we go.
Yeah, it's just great stuff. I mean, I've got coats back here, hats over here.
Kermit right there.
Yeah, Kermit hanging out. And then over on the other side near the bed, I've got, you know, my backpacks and stuff.
Yep.
All that L-track just works really nice.
This is great. And then you got your temperature control.
Yep.
Very nice, dude. And then the sleeping area, I actually like it better without the windows because it's darker. It's like more of a cave to sleep in. Yeah. Which would be really comfortable. So what's this wood up here? What'd you use for the ceiling?
The same that's up here. It's 1/4 inch cedar.
Oh, okay.
Tongue and groove.
Very nice.
When it's hot, it actually you really smell it.
That's cool.
When it's warm, it really releases the fragrance of it.
Cool.
Cold doesn't do it. I don't know why, but yeah, it just kind of works like that. But it's lightweight, and that was the whole idea behind it, was doing something lightweight.
Awesome, man. What do you have for your power down here?
So I have, it's hard to see. It's actually down through this way. You can kind of see it.
Oh, okay.
I did a 200 amp hour lithium ion, but it's a DIY batteries. So it's 3.2 cells.
Okay.
And so it's 200, and then I have 365 watts of solar.
Oh, nice. You're set.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about anything.
Yeah. for what my power consumption, I'm good.
I love how I mean, it's essentially you have like the best pass through ever. You just hop out of there and you're in here.
Yeah, and this actually, if you need to, I mean, I got a lot of stuff up here right now, but this all opens up.
Oh, okay.
So it even creates more. So if you need to get in and get out,
gosh, I just love these rigs. I know that, like you had said, that there's some things you got to worry about with the weight and stuff like that. But once you master it, I mean, this is such a great rig to
once you dial it in. It really comes out nice.
Yeah, this is incredible. What's so you're out on the road. Oh, sorry about that. So let me start over with that. So you're now out on the road full time.
Yes.
And you don't have a house or anything. No. You sold it all, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you sold
I didn't actually have a house.
Oh, okay.
I rented, and kind of the economy made the decision for me.
Yeah.
I knew eventually I was going to, but I had a small company, and it really went down during COVID. And so I didn't want to sell at that point. So I was kind of trying to hope that it would come back up. But my landlord decided to sell, and I was running my business out of the house.
Oh, yeah.
The way that rents have changed right now and how high everything is, I couldn't justify doing it again.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
So I was like, you know what? Now's the time to sell.
Yeah.
It's built. It's ready to go. There's still a few, things I still need to do to it as I go down the road. But it's ready at least to go live in and hit the road. Nice. So I said, yeah, time to go.
It's kind of interesting how those circumstances nudge us in those directions, But I think you made the right choice, because what I found living out here is just it's so refreshing to wake up in these environments every day. Yeah, and it's like, I don't know, I go into the city and I just feel that pressure, you know, and out here you don't feel it. So that's why I think I'm addicted to this lifestyle. I'll always do it, to some degree. I'll always be out on the road. Right. So
I have no choice now. I mean, I don't know what your situation is completely, but I have no choice now. This is it. I'm at the age now where it's like, you can't go back. It's like I used to live in California, and I knew when I left California, I would never be able to go back because I'd never be able to re-afford it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's kind of one of those things. That's how this was. It was like, I'm burning that bridge. So once it's full time, it's full time.
Yeah.
So make it work one way or another.
That was my philosophy too when I hit the road. I got rid of everything. I had no backup plan. My backup plan was just to stay out. Yeah. and I was like, well, I'll just stay out and I'll wait for things to hit, and it did. Yeah. And I was able to buy that land and stuff like that. But even with that, I want to be on the road. Yeah. So it's just a place for Sierra and I to kind of land every once in a while. So.
And that's nice to have. And I have enough friends with land, and I've even met more out here while we were out here at Expo. I met another couple people that had land that said, absolutely come anytime you need it.
Yeah. And you're welcome to my place too.
That community of what the overland is so amazing. Yeah. And it's so comforting, because it's like, that is a fear. What happens if I'm out there and I break down, or what happens if I'm out there and I can't be on the road anymore because something has changed where they're not letting you travel as much or something. Yeah. And you've got places to go.
Or gas prices are $20 a gallon, something like that.
Absolutely. That's absolutely true.
Yeah, and that's where I think your philosophy of like staying in one spot, chilling out
for as long as you can.
Yeah, and then like 5-7 days, whatever, whenever you run out of food, and then you go to the next spot. Yeah, that's going to be key to making this lifestyle work, given these gas prices.
I think so. I really think it is, and I've talked to a lot of people, as I've been here at the Expo, and everybody kind of is on that same page right now. Is thinking that same way. Yeah,
just kind of slow roll instead of
slow roll. Yeah. And the funny thing is when I talk to them about that, it's like when I say to really immerse yourself in that location, they all realize that they're not doing that. Yeah. That they're traveling so fast that they really aren't being able to really enjoy the area that they're in as much as they could.
That's why I'm looking forward to slowing down a little bit for that reason. Is really checking places out, because it's like you stop off in these cool little towns, and there's stories behind everything, right? And it's really cool to check that out. If you stay long enough,
you might learn some of those stories and meet some of those people.
Yeah, definitely,
which would be cool. So one of the cool things about the Expo is there's just neat things about your rig that you think are special, and this is one of those things. The spice wallas, I really like the color of these spices, and that's kind of why I bought them. And then from that, what I ended up doing, because they're metal, I put a walnut piece in here, the same size as the bottom, and then insert a magnet. So these don't move.
That's so awesome.
They're in there. And I've had them down some good roads, and they just don't go anywhere.
I didn't notice that they're all different colors. That's cool.
Yeah, that's actually what I like. You can tell my rig, I love color.
Yeah,
So when I saw it, I was like, oh yeah, I've got to get those for spices. And literally, I already have like 5 people asking me to build them these.
That's so awesome.
Yeah. So maybe down the road when I get into some, that's me.
That's you?
That is me.
That's awesome.
My grandparents' truck and where we took all our travels out of.
Wow. That's awesome.
Yeah.
What a cool old truck.
That's an old Bridgestone motorcycle. It was my grandpa's that we literally carried on the front.
Oh, that's incredible.
And it was heavy.
That's a cool photo, man.
Yeah. That was a lot of fun.
So you've got truck camping in your blood.
Oh yeah, definitely. Hey, hanging out with Brian here at the Overland Expo, and we thought we'd do a quick little run around of the Sunrader, see how you guys like it. It originally started out as a 1982 Toyota Sunrader. Most of them are 2-wheel drive, and I decided that I wanted to have a 4-wheel drive, something I can get into better locations further in the backcountry. I've got a little bit of extra fuel on the side that I use, and yeah, I don't necessarily have access to my passenger, but my passenger is a 75-quart Dometic refrigerator.
I didn't see that up there. That's awesome, man. That big old fridge.
Yeah, because putting that inside the other part would just take up so much space. Yeah. And you know how things go. It's like you use every available space you can. Yeah. To its most efficient, level. Mm-hmm. One of the things about the areas I like to go, narrow roads and stuff, I don't want to have an awning on the outside because I'll rip it off from the fiberglass. So I run what's called L-track, and it's really efficient stuff. You can see right now I've got my Overland Pros shower system hanging from it, and that all folds up and goes into my storage container in the back. And I also have an awning that I can use that I also run out on that. And
sweet, that's a great idea.
Yeah, and I also use it on the inside. So I use it in my kitchen area. So
I didn't realize that was
when I set up, I can set all my pots and pans and everything up where I'm going to be using everything. I can hang my jackets, hats, and you will see that later inside how I use it. It's really great stuff. Actually, there's a company called US Cargo, and that's probably the best place to get it from. You can get it either pre-drilled with the holes, or you can get it without any holes drilled, so that you can, use it for your system.
Sweet. Yeah. That's awesome. That's a great idea.
Yeah, it sets it up really nice. One of the things I found out over, building it took 2 years to build it, because I wanted to build something I could live in and be comfortable in. And I learned a lot of things. I learned that one of the things, even in a DIY where you're trying to save money, is you've got to put money into your suspension to dial it in right. Not especially a rig like this, because if not, you're gonna beat the rig to death. Yeah. And it's really gonna hurt it over the long run, and you're not gonna be able to last on the road for your travels, for as long as you need to. So I had to I tried different things, but I ended up originally calling Alcan Springs. And they built me a custom set of springs for the weight of the vehicle and exactly what I wanted to do with it. Nice. And also, while you're down there, you'll notice I used a Hellwig rear sway bar from a 2500 heavy-duty truck with a little bit of modification to fit my my frame rails and such. Nice, man. And that really dials it in for the sway control. I really have no issues with big trucks. Sometimes they get upset because you're going slower than them, and they kind of pull right into you, try to suck you in and scare you. And this thing doesn't shake a bit. Nice. When they do that. Same with the front. I was running just a standard Bilstein shock, and I found out on fire roads it just was not handling it. So I called AccuTune with Fox, and they built a custom valve set of 6-position shocks. Wow. For me. And
dude, that's awesome.
Yeah, now it's like butter. Wow, that's amazing. It travels so nice when I get into those roads.
That's key, because there's nothing worse than getting just like shooken apart. Yeah. When you get on a road, and it happens.
What it did, I went up to, I was on a fire road, and the washboards were really set apart. So it was really just, 5 miles an hour, or you were just beating everything to death. And I was literally watching this thing just flex up and down like this.
Oh, that's just nerve-wracking.
And I knew it was going to destroy it. So that's kind of what did that.
Good deal.
But yeah, I had to put a 3.4 in it because the original 22R, after the conversion, 33-inch tires, just was not cutting it. You know, so I had to end up going to a little bit bigger motor.
That's nice though, man. That way you're not struggling up hills and stuff.
Yeah, it gets me about 13 miles per gallon.
That's not bad.
Which isn't bad considering, you know, you're moving your house around.
Yeah. A lot more room than what I have.
Right. Yeah.
You know, and I only get 14.
Really?
Gallon. Yeah. Well, I've got a lot of weight on mine.
Yeah. I'm just under or just at 6,000 pounds total. I'm
a little bit above that. I'm like at 6,500.
Yeah. I was really careful. It was you'll see inside, but it was completely gutted when I got it.
Where did you get this
at? Nothing but fiberglass. I got it out of California.
Okay.
They're really difficult to get a hold of. They're very rare, the 18-footers. And I was the second person in line, and I thought it was gone because the first person was going to grab it. I contacted them directly when I found out there was somebody else. I found them on Facebook and said, if you don't want it, you let me know right away, because I've already been talking to the guy and I've got the money, I want it. And she called me back. She said she was flipping it, and it was going to be too much work for what she needed to put into it to get her value out.
I see.
So she said, it's yours.
Wow. You're probably like, yes, I got it.
I immediately drove down there, sight unseen, and purchased it.
Wow.
Never been in one. I knew it's what I wanted.
You've never been in. You're like, I got it. It's mine. That's so cool.
I had to have it.
This is great. So
I had to learn the fiberglass. That was one of the big things. These have wraparound windows up here that go all the way around. They're notorious for leaking.
I've heard that. Yeah.
Even in the best condition, they're kind of classic. It's what kind of makes the Sunrader. So it's kind of a bummer to have to do that. But mine were just completely shot. You can see on my Instagram channel where originally what this thing looked like. I mean, I had duct tape holding this thing together so I could get it home.
Wow.
So it was pretty nasty. So I taught myself to fiberglass.
Did a nice job.
Yeah, decent. You know, I watched a lot of YouTube, specifically on people who worked on boats. So I could really learn to do it right, because there's a lot of misinformation out there of people just kind of saying, hey, this is how you do it, and they're just really don't know. But when you go to watch professionals, you get a really good idea of how it's done.
Cool.
And then you don't have issues later on down the road.
Yeah.
You know, same thing with these. I wanted new compartments so that I could, you know, access things better, a little better insulated, better locks. This again was a refrigerator inside, so I had to completely fill that one. And this one actually accesses my wood for my wood stove.
Oh, cool. That's awesome.
Inside. So, yeah, that's kind of cool. I don't have to drag it in through the other side.
That's nice.
Yeah.
It's amazing how that just bringing wood in and out of a structure will make it the best.
Yeah.
It's just,
real quick.
Yeah, it's just like, where did all this stuff come from?
Yeah. No matter what you do, it just seems to work like that.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, that's pretty much, I mean, I have a standard RV propane tank. I had to put that in there. It didn't come with that.
I did a nice job.
And then I've got KC lights, the Cyclone 2s. I have 6 of these all the way around the rig, and they're kind of my, if a critter comes near the vehicle, or either 4-legged or 2-legged,
yeah,
and I'm sleeping, it's right by the bed. I hit that on, and it'll light this whole thing up, and at least let people know that, hey,
yeah, you're on top of it.
You might want to think twice.
Right.
Right.
It's important to have that.
Yeah, it helps. Hopefully. And this is, of course, where you can find me. This is Sunroamer Overland, both on YouTube and Instagram. YouTube, I'm fairly new to, but now that I'm actually on the road full-time as of a month ago, which I'm so excited about.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks. I appreciate that. And I'm going to be doing a lot more YouTube and a lot more of the adventures and the travel, and really pushing this rig to see what it can do.
Cool.
And I hope you watch some of that.
Yeah, I look forward to checking it out for sure.
Yeah, so for my diesel heater, I don't like having the diesel inside. I know they say it's safe to do that, but I just took a Rotopax and got a thing off of eBay, really, to run it all the way down, and got a vent in here, and this runs my diesel heater great.
Oh, awesome.
Having it on the outside.
That's good.
Yeah, and this is just all my extra storage. I had a motorcycle back here for a while. It just it was either the motorcycle or storage. And living in it, I was like, you know what, storage.
Pretty simple choice.
Pretty simple choice.
That's funny. He got Happy's trailer.
Yeah, I got slammed the other day.
That's funny.
Happy. Yeah,
he's got to hook me up with a sticker like that. That's funny.
Well, he put it in the right place, right? That's your poop shovel. I mean, if he wants to put his face there, that's okay with me.
That's funny.
And I just picked this up recently. You know, I don't have the motorcycle, so I picked up this nice little fat bike, also from Happy, by the way. And yeah, just to be able to get around once I get camped, because I'm the type of person, I don't want to be leaving every 2 or 3 days. I want to settle in for at least a week and really experience the location and see what's going on around me.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
You know, kind of soak up into it a little bit. Yeah.
Get in that groove.
Yeah, exactly.
Good deal, man. You did a nice work out here. I see all the lights and everything that you've got.
Oh yeah, it's lit up pretty well. You know, the backup lights, and I've got cameras all the way around it. And that's actually just for driving. I've got them all on toggles and a 7-inch screen, so that if I'm, you know, turning into this lane and I really want to see if anybody's out here, I can just turn that camera on right there, and it just lights up this whole area, so I can make sure nobody's coming up on me real fast.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Cool, man. So where's the next stop for you after this?
Colorado.
Right on.
Me and Happy Trails. Yeah, we're heading up to Colorado to guys kind of hit Leadville and Montrose and some of that area up in there. And from there, I don't know, but you might see me at Overland Expo Pacific Northwest.
Oh, okay. I'm thinking about maybe going to that too. I'll have to see on my schedule.
Yeah, they've asked me to make that one too for the DIY, so I might be doing it.
Cool, man.
Yeah, I'd like to.
That's kind of cool they asked you. You're like,
yeah.
Oh, man, with the crew.
Exactly. Yeah, it's kind of cool. It is really neat. I love this event. It's been awesome. My second year. There's been people doing it a lot longer, but yeah, it's been awesome.
Cool.